No, I think you slightly mistimed it. Oh, I'm still echoey. I'm all echoey. All right, there we go. We're back. We're so back. Welcome everybody to another week of gaming and get to work. How have y'all been doing this week? How we been doing? What have you been playing? What's going on? Here, actually, you know what? Let me hook you up. Let me hook you up with the old fart reverb real quick. Where's my... I know you're in here. You are the most played thing on my channel. Where are you? My alerts. There we go. Been getting into TF2. Nice. Team Fortress. So Team Fortress 2, because there are people. TFT's the other one. I don't play Teamfight Tactics. I did play Team Fortress 2 back in the day, and I do like it. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Bam. With the hookup. Gotta have that impromptu fart. Yeah. Team Fortress 2 is really fun. It's especially, like, people always come back to it when all the other hero shooters start to suck. So when people get tired of Valorant and Overwatch 2 and the short time that Battleborn was a thing, yeah, then they come back and play Team Fortress 2 and watch all the old, like, Source Engine videos from it. It looks like, because you were working on some Source Engine stuff, right? Caboose, you were trying to do like a Source filmmaker thing. I remember that happening. I remember things my community tries to do, I swear. Pretty sure anyway. Yeah. Now I think, if I'm remembering right, we're doing 3 against 1 odds this week, aren't we? Am I remembering that right? Let me, for Community Gamba, if I think it's 3 against 1 odds, unless it's even on the Peak Beta Testers team. Nice. I want to do a Peak collab with Cassie, but Cassie hates me and never has any time. It's the worst. No go. It's true. She's a certified hater. You know what? I am I'm gonna cheat. I'm cheating. And I am looking at my own VOD to remember whether it was 3 against 1 or 2 against She's your wife. What do you mean? No time. I told you, she's a certified hater. Yeah, this is the thing. Most people think that successful relationships are cooperative. No, it's player versus player. Which one of us is gonna win? Who is winning at the relationship? You gotta pitch yourself against your significant other. Yes, I have confirmed it is 3 against 1 odds this week. Cool. I have also confirmed that last week was rigged. Hold on, I'm reading through what we said last week. Let's see. MJ bet 1.25 million on Kaboosh. You were all over Gamba. Let's see. Yep. Oh, all right. Yep. Kaboosh got in 3rd. Yep. This was good. It was a good week. All right. Why don't we go ahead and bring up the community? Well, actually, hold on. Not everyone's here yet. Let me... I'll give folks a couple more minutes. We can rant for a second while folks filter in. Because speaking of Kaboosh, we do have our first fan art on the channel. I did want to share this so that we can take a look. Check that out, y'all. Kaboosh on the sly was like, yo, let me see if I can get a still of your PNG tuber. Yeah, he was like, let me see if I can get a still of your PNG tuber. And very much in the Deltarune universe, Kaboosh, I actually don't know what tool he used, but he put this animation together. That was pretty cool. Very, very cool. And then he did another little variant, like a little prophecy variant over here. And with hope crossed on their hearts, they will succeed. It was pretty cool. That was fun. That's awesome. If you have not ever participated in any art stuff, you have a whole year before next year's art fight. Go start making some OCs in art fight. Art fight is awesome. And you can have any skill level and make almost any kind of thing. Let me see what we have this year. So I got Cassie helped me make this OC this year, and someone made it out of clay. That was cool. I think maybe next year I'll do origami and clay. We'll do a bunch of stuff with that. That'll be a fun time. Made a little dude that's an air conditioner. That's always good. And then of course I always follow Scramble, which should let me check out. Let's check out Scramble. I assume that, you know what, Scramble should be easy to find just on my profile because Scramble is the person I most follow. Gotcha, Pyon. There's Scramble. Scramble did a bunch of stuff this year. He's always kicking butt, including some folks in the small streamer community. Yeah, so I remember I saw this one. Scramble likes to do like very sort of acid poppy, you know, different types of OC characters. So, and then this is Kita. Kita is from Small Streamers community. She's a small streamer. She's awesome. And Scramble did Kita. Look how cute. Look how cute. I demand you adore the cute. So you too can participate in Art Fight. You have a whole year to come up with your OC. Make whatever you want. It's a good time. I recommend it. But for now, I think we've given folks enough time. You know, if they come in late, it's their fault if they lost. That's their problem. I think it's time for the weekly Lab Drat Community Gamba 3 against 1 odds this week. So, who is going to be in number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and how will the community fare against literally anything else? We're gonna figure that out right now. I have mine. He's my Discord profile picture, and he's just a chill German cosmonaut. Nice. Nice. All right, here we go. Let's see. Is Kaboosh going to be number 1? Is Cassie going to be number 1? Is everybody going to lose to literally everything else in the first round? Let's find out. Spin 1 coming up in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're ripping around. Suddenly we are starting to slow down. We are coming past MJ. Looks like we might be on our way to Cassie. No, looks like it might be MJ. And MJ takes the first position this week. Good timing, Kaboosh. Very good timing. MJ hits it with the number 1 position. And now 3 remain. Lab, Cassie, and Kaboosh. And of course, the house is still on the table. Literally anything else. 3 against 1 odds this week. What are we going to see? Position number 2 is on the line. Spinning in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're spinning up and starting to calm down, and we're moving past Cassie. Oh no! Oh no! What an upset! Literally anything else has taken it. Finally, in 3 against 1 odds. Literally anything else. What is going on? 3 against 1 odds. Literally anything else takes it.
How dare you?
I am being yelled at by Cassie. And now for the first time in ages, literally anything else comes on top. The community, by and large, loses. MJ, the only winner this week. And everybody will now be back in the race next week in 5 against 1 odds, starting this cycle over. Wow. Wow, what did you do this week, everybody? Were you breaking mirrors? Were you stepping on cracks? Did you eat a whole bunch of 4-leaf clovers or something? Like, did you kick a leprechaun? What happened? What did you do to deserve this? Because it wasn't me. I can only assume it was all of you. I can only assume you're the ones who caused this to happen. And after Kaboosh put all that work in for the first piece of fan art for the channel, ridiculous. You ate a 7-leaf clover and you're a nuclear power plant. That explains it. That's... I hope it was good. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Because now look what you've done. Everybody's sad now. Here, let sad puppies. We're gonna look at sad puppies for the next 60 seconds because of what you've done. 60-second timer. All right. Sad puppies. That's what we're doing. Next 60 seconds. This one's sad. This one's sad. This one's sad. Look at this one. Look at how sad. Look at this one. This one's chained to something. That's because of you. Oh, we think it's funny. We think it's funny. We think it's funny that you did this. That you did this. That you did this. You think this is funny? Really? Really? This is hilarious to you. How dare you? How dare you? Look at this one. This one just wanted a bone. Can't you throw it a bone? Look at this one. This one's in jail. This one's in puppy jail. Look, this one melted. This one's, look at these. This is all because, look at this. Huh? This one's broken. I didn't even know you could break a puppy. All right, your 60 seconds are up for now. It could be 120 seconds next time. It could be 5 minutes. More of a bird person anyways. Don't make me break out the sad birds. You know what? The saddest bird. What is the saddest bird on the internet? Well, hold on. Google was letting me know that the ko'ai-o is considered the saddest bird due to the tragic circumstances surrounding its extinction. You caused this bird to go extinct. We're learning facts about an extinct bird because of you, Kaboosh. It was declared extinct in 1987. Solitary, the last male was recorded singing a mating call in a desperate attempt to find a mate within the series. You did that. That was you personally. You punted that bird off of a cliff. I can't believe that you did this. This video shows the last ko'ai-o singing its heart out. Cassie says that's too sad, and that's what you have done. So don't make me bring it out again. Y'all better get your luck together, because next week there could be even more sad animals, and it would be all your fault. 100% your fault. I am disgusted by the performance of the community this week. After all that goodwill, I've been preparing a big tech upgrade for months, and I don't know if I'm going to do it anymore. I don't know if I'm going to do it anymore. I don't know if you deserve it. Disgusting. You know what you need to do, everybody? You know what this community needs to do in order to get back on track? You need to get back to work. I figured out how to reanimate a dead body, or at least part of it. I have questions. Why are you doing that? Also, why did you feel the need to ruin my perfect segue? That was the ideal segue. And here you are spouting necromancy. Why would you do that to me? You know, Kaboosh, I feel like you're just, you don't have it together this week. You take all your stuff, put it in a bag, and get it together. You need to get it together. Because certainly some of us need to doinkle. And doinkling is what we will do. We will doinkle in order to rise beyond this situation. But for now, why necromancy again? Could you explain that to me? What was your plan? I assume there was a plan. I assume there was a plan. Were you raising Napoleon from the dead? I feel like a lot of people seem to want to raise up Napoleon. I'm not sure why. It seems like a choice that folks tend to make. Or was it some other historical figure? Napoleon wasn't like universally liked, but I feel like there are worse choices. It is odd to me that that's always where people's minds go, is to go pull a Napoleon when they're resurrecting historical figures. So that's a little weird. Whoa. All right. I just figured out if you take the head of someone who has been deceased for science, that's an important fact. Glad we got it for science. And build a machine that acts as a venous and arterial pump. Okay. I can get the head to react to external stimuli for science. Although I can't figure out how to get the consciousness working. Oh, isn't that always the rub? Every time a young scientist is alone with a corpse, first thing they do is reanimate it. Happens all the time, and everybody thinks, oh, I've got immortality figured out this time. I am the original Lazarus. You can do nothing to stop me. And lo and behold, the minute that they have to make it sentient, they run into problems. Happens every time, every single time. And they can never seem to get the whole sentience and consciousness bit working. And they go, oh, I'm just 1 year and a little bit of funding away from it. Surely it'll be ready by my PhD dissertation. And you know what? It never is. It never is. It's like the Goldbach conjecture. Just don't bother. There's plenty of good necromantic science to be done that doesn't require reinventing the miracle of life. People have tried, and I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying, don't bet your tuition on it. That's something you can do once you already have defended your thesis and you have time to work on a more challenging problem. You can do that later. Right now, you gotta buckle down. They're cutting educational funding all the time. There is no guarantee that your PhD funding this year will be there next year. So you got to be ready. You figured it out. I think I have to drain the dead neurons through a false spinal cord and apply oxygen and nutrients, and the consciousness would wake up. All right, look, I'm willing to run with you, but don't spend more than a couple months on it. If you spend too long, you're going to be down the rabbit hole. You're going to be in that sunk cost fallacy, and your corpse is going to be half animated. You could spend that time coming up with a synthetic consciousness that could at least do something useful. That's why we have rope. You could have a nice meat homunculus. Doesn't that sound nice? Like a nice little meat, like a nice meat gigas. That sounds good, doesn't it? And that would do most of what you need. You don't need sentience. It's got arms, it's got legs, it's a big strapping corpse. There's plenty for it to do. So don't overthink it. Don't spend too much time trying to get your corpses to think. They don't need to think, they need to lift. They need to pick up reagents and put them in the pot. That's what they need to do. So don't overwork it. It's like art. You can't overwork art. You can't overwork necromantic science. It seems like the right thing to do in the beginning, but I think you'll quickly find it's too much. You're going to commit the rest of my life to this and eventually turn myself into something like Mothman on accident. You could do like the Fly kind of thing. Mothman is a more that's a kinder outcome than some of the other opportunities. Turning into like a half human, half fly hybrid that is wretchedness incarnate. That's a likely and unfortunate outcome that you could find yourself in. So you got to watch out for that. Just, I think that happens to like 2 out of 3 PhD candidates. They turn into some sort of insect human hybrid and have to drop out because they no longer have the mental faculty to pay tuition. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that, you know, the nature of science has just been corporatized. And as such, the amount of interest in publications on human insect hybrids has gone down. It's not that they wouldn't go up, it's just you would have to find a commercial purpose for it. Like, you know, are you going to be able to usefully fertilize a field? Or can you deliver a burrito at low cost? You know, can we get in on gig culture and usurp what we're doing with Grubhub and Seamless? Can we do that? Uber Eats, you know, what does Uber Eats need out of an insect human hybrid? That's what you need to figure out. So get on that. Maybe, you know, maybe there's a way where you can have some sort of, you know, hybrid reanimated human that secretes like a sriracha-like condiment. And then you're saving money on condiments, right? And they can deliver the food. So why don't you get on biological sriracha synthesis? It's already partly biological. It's peppers. So that should be fine. That shouldn't even be that hard, to be honest. Where's the work on that? Huh? Just 2 people trying to figure out how to reanimate the dead. Totally normal conversation. I think so. That seems like what most of my professional conversations are about. Is that not normal? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Anyway, you get on that sriracha gland, and I do think that I have a couple of venture capital folks interested, so they can fund the rest of your grad school, and you might be able to do like a spin-out startup once you defend your thesis. I think that could work pretty good. Yeah, and you know, there's always a market for, you know, more utility. So if you can figure out sriracha, maybe you can figure out other condiments. Like the distance between sriracha and chili crisp or salsa is not that big. So if you figure out like the sriracha gland and you can get that into the hand of a reanimated corpse or maybe the armpit of a reanimated corpse or something, then we've got opportunities to come up with like a salsa distribution method. Maybe they sneeze chili flakes so that you could put chili flakes on pizza. Then like a Papa John's or a Domino's would be interested in it. That could be good. That going back to our, you know, our mafia pizza gang from last week, we can combine these concepts. I've got too much forward momentum. I hate when that happens. So what other uses are folks coming up with for their reanimated corpses these days? I would have to splice DNA with peppers, which is pretty difficult considering we're working on small stuff within the nucleus, and then figure out how to secrete the same thickness and manually add a gland big enough. Yeah, I mean, but what you're telling me, right, is that the building blocks are there. You know, you're focused on consciousness where we don't have the individual components. But think about this. We have the components for gene splicing. CRISPR technology is real. We do a bunch of selective breeding on peppers already. That's how Smokin' Ed and Pepper X and all this came to be. So we already do genetic modification of peppers. We have splicing technology. In the right market, we can do human testing, right? And so it really just becomes a logistics problem of the gland delivery system. And that doesn't seem that hard. This seems doable. And you can always augment with a little bit of cybernetics, right? So suppose you have a gland that can produce pepper flesh, but it's not the right consistency of sriracha. Well, it's not so hard to add a little bit of a cybernetic that will cut up the pepper flesh and blend it into a delicious ooze, right? That's totally doable. Or, you know, now that I think about it, we talk about like chili flakes and the sriracha and all these other things. They're all pepper based. So if you can just generate some nice pepper type growths on the reanimated corpse, then you can solve the rest of the problem with cybernetics, packaging it in different ways. So that seems like it's very achievable. It's very achievable. And I think you could get some conference publications to keep it going pretty quick and keep the hype up. I think industry is interested. And just think about all of the other types of produce you could move on to from there. You know, peppers are very hot right now. See what I did there? Peppers are very hot right now. But, you know, people like other red things. People like a tomato. That's good. Tomatoes are pretty easy. You could branch out into ketchup and tomato paste. Really satisfy, you know, the budget American and Italian markets that way. Onions are wildly popular. You could do onion powders. I feel like this is the gift that keeps on giving. Anyways, while we were talking, I had the bee movie on and figured out how many bees it would actually take to land the plane at the end of the movie. Bees can carry 80% body weight, 0.7 grams, so that's 0.56 grams per bee. A plane, like an Airbus 340, weighs 259 metric tons. So, yep, convert to grams. So that's, 249 metric tons. That makes sense. Divide by 0.56, 462.5 million bees. How many bees are there? Do we have enough bees? Hold on. Number of bees in the world. How many bees? Nope, bees. How many bees? 20,000 different, 3.5 trillion. Yeah, there you go. You have plenty of bees. That is more than enough bees. That sounds good to me, honestly. It sounds like that's something you could also do in a research capacity. And you're not going to run out of your supply of bees anytime soon. Plus, it's good marketing because people are really into helping the bees so that pollinators continue to survive. So there's like sort of a green marketing angle to it. I like that. This bee delivery system for heavy manufacturing, that could be another really viable research area. I love being able to discuss random facts with people. Yes, well, the thing is, like, people don't take these ideas seriously, but they got to understand there's a real market for it. People underestimate the marketability of whimsy, and it is there. All right, we're doing something. I think we have to wall ride that purple thing or wall bounce it or something so that we hit correctly. But every time I've tried to wall bounce it, I've screwed up. So the thing we are most researching right now is how to hit our face against walls. Yeah, I mean, look, if robots are constantly being researched for swarms, why not bees? That's the real question. Why not go back to the original swarm? We don't need all of this extra engineering. It's over engineering. What we need is bees. That's what we need. It would be the bee's knees. Sorry, I was channeling Cassie there for a minute. I apologize. We can make filtration devices for air conditioners using eco-friendly honeycombs. Interesting. So air conditioners on the external side give out warm air. Oh, all right. I think that's kind of the idea. So the warm air attracts the bees. We create a honeycomb structure to make them even more likely to enter. Oh, snap. We did something. Hey, okay. All right. I see you. What am I supposed to do from here? Do I go over there? I think I go over there. I think we go over there. Anyway. Yeah, so you get the honeycomb structure, then they're attracted to the heat. You leverage that in order to create a bee nesting ground, and then you can occasionally collect them. Okay, so that's how you get. So that's a way to do, I guess, in situ bee capture for your bee swarms. It feels like it would be more effective to breed the bees, like, specifically in a bee farm, though, right? Like, does that not seem like the right solution? Well, that was, like, kind of easy. Did I just first try that? Why was this not harder? Okay, cool. First try. Nice. Nice. Ooh, money. All right, hold on. I gotta take a sip of this here energy drink here. It's been a long day, y'all. I was very much at work earlier today. But then I get to come back and talk about bee science. Ah! Yeah! Got it! The stench! Why must you do this? Right, I think... Ow. Still head trauma. Right, What does this want us to do? Okay. Around the world. All right. This is very much a momentum thing. We need lots of momentum for this. Oh, that didn't work. Ah, the fart reverb. Yeah, they're all pretty cool. Part of the tech upgrade I need to do is I've got a friend who I want to commission some 7TV emotes from. Since we are not yet in affiliate land, I can't do channel level emotes, but I can do all the 7TV emotes I want. So that is on the list, is to get some emotes for the Discord and for 7TV for us to use for our own orchestrated purposes. Did we make it? We made it! Oh, but we did bad. So, nice. Yeah, the headbanging is the important part. You gotta have that headbanging. I need like a lab jam emote. I'll have to show folks that I am working with the behind the scenes tech upgrade art that we're working on, because we have quite an upgrade. I have been struggling to figure out the right thing to do with audio so that I can get song requests going, because I do want to enable song requests. And the bot part is easy. The part that's not easy is still having all of my volume levels and voice effects work correctly, because I use a device called a Go XLR, which is that good? Why am I over here now? Where am I supposed to go after that? Which is a fancy pants audio interface. But the problem I'm running into is isolating the music track, because the music track needs to be on its own track so that it doesn't end up in VODs. Because if copyrighted music is in the video on demand, then it gets copyright strike. Corporations, man. Corporations. So much to do. This seems good. That kind of works. Close. Should I make a Deltarune Prophecy lab emote saying this is the best emote in the Prophecy title? I mean, it would be funny. But no, I'm trying to decide how much I want to do. I think I'm going to leave all my overlays alone. I'm not sure. I might have my overlay turn into a windowed overlay for some of the stuff we're doing. Right now, the way my overlay works. Woo! Do we got it? Oh, we're so back. Nice. Yeah, right now the way my overlay works, right, is I'm just present on the screen. And for the tech upgrade, thank you. For the tech upgrade, I'm gonna have a new model, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I do an outline and the window is a little smaller, and we have more room for like chat and timers and like the follower goals and all that stuff. People go both ways. Like some people like the green screen style because it gives more of the game. But the problem with that is you always have to pick where we put everything, and sometimes it covers up important parts of the game. Whereas if you shrink the game, then you don't run into that problem. Oh, we have a new voicemail. Who is it?
Good morning. It is currently Wednesday, 8:45 a.m. My name is Agent Dunsmith of the SEC. I am the lead assigned to this case.
Who?
The call is for Mr. Richard Bankman. So, Mr. Bankman, during our inquiry into the Jed Music Festival scam,
That was interesting.
one of our accountants flagged the Doinkler portfolio. Upon further investigation, we have reason to believe that there may have been some foul play in regards to insider trading during the
No, I would never do that.
So, starting next Monday, we'll be conducting in-person inquiries to better understand this portfolio.
Could you try not doing that?
Level of involvement, we expect you to be present. Oh, I would like to get in contact with your HR department.
Dun dun dun.
20-to-1 security guard to employee ratio is both highly suspicious and a poor use of funds. I will need to investigate that further. Thank you and goodbye.
I don't know who voice acted that line. I feel like it could be, I can't remember the name of Atriarch's fiance, but I think it might have been them. I like the ones where Iron Mouse says beep. That's my favorite kind. I like Iron Mouse having to say beep. Yeah, yeah. Whoa! What was that? Yeah, so big tech upgrade is on the way. I don't know exactly how quick we're going to get to it because we have a couple of things going on. I will not be on for a big part of October because I will be in Japan for the first time in many years. Getting to use some of my Japanese. If there is anything that you want me to report in the Japanese culture report, you let me know. I'll bring that knowledge back for you. I'm sure I'll take some photos. We'll get a chance to show folks Akiba, because I like Akiba, and I assume a lot of people want to know about Akiba. And other things. I'm sure there's other things that matter. It can't just be Akiba, right? Fart reverb has been played 107 times. That's funny. Yeah, it's definitely the most replayed on the channel. I wonder who caused that. Which community member could have been playing fart reverb since day one? Must have been MJ. Couldn't have been anyone else. Ah, you jerk. Get back here. Yes, I also assume like 104 of those were you. I do know that occasionally, like if you're not able to be in, Cassie or MJ does one in your honor. So you have left an impact on the community either way. Come on. All right. Okay. I'm figuring it out. We're figuring it out. So now that you're done with Deltarune, Kaboosh, what are you playing? What is the latest Kaboosh original? Oh, I guess you said you're playing Team Fortress 2. Is that your main game right now? Yo, that was sick. That was a good read. We made some reads there, everybody. All right, we're on to the next file. That's good because we're a little behind. Oh, Dead Space, the remake? I want to play the Dead Space remake. I am very interested in it. I also want to go back and play RE7 and 8. That's on the channel list. What is... It's going tick tick. Is it going to disappear? I think this might be a timed section. Hold on. What is that mysterious ticking noise? Oh yeah, no, it's definitely a time section. All right, that wasn't too hard though. They're gonna have to try harder. Remake is just, yeah, it was weird, right? Because when was the original Dead Space? Was that Xbox 360? Because it wasn't, it might, Xbox 360, I think. So it's not so old that it really needs a remake. Though I do hear people appreciated, yeah, the remake is what you're playing. Yeah, I hear people appreciated the updated graphics, but I get you on the, seems like you didn't need to do that. Oh, okay. Twists and Turns, this one's called. Okay, we got to go up a little more. This one I don't know about. This seems like a blind jump, and I'm not big on blind jumps in games. Oh, that was close. Just have to do a big ol' blind jump. That doesn't seem very creative. I crave something more. There we go. Nice. 2008, but the updated 2024 was nice. Yeah, so 2000... Yeah! 2008 would have been... That's... Is that non-X... That is Xbox 360, right? Because that should have been PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. Sounds like that's what it would be. It would have been early... Yeah, because it would have been early Xbox 360 before the redesign. That would have been Red Ring of Death era. Where Xbox didn't really work. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm trying too hard. Yeah, drifting. Yeah! This feels like Mario Kart. This is very Mario Karty. The whole... Yeah! Also, the camera having to immediately go right at the start, not okay. Not okay with that. Why would you do this to me, game? Yeah. Ah! Yeah, it was the one on the Wii that you played. Oh, interesting. I hadn't... The Dead Space was on the Wii? I'm surprised Dead Space... the Dead Space. I'm surprised Dead Space was on the Wii. Fun fact, I have a Wii to the right of me on my desk right now. I use it for Ocarina of Time speedrun practices. It's a good time. Because the Wii is the #1 platform for Ocarina of Time randomizer and speedruns. Because it is a GameCube, but it is easier to use and hook up to modern stuff than a GameCube. So the entire Ocarina of Time community uses it as the canonical version to play for speedrunning and randomizers. There you go. The more you know. I do have a bunch of Zooter randomizer stuff, though I think I would play it in an emulator because it's a real pain to get the Wii hooked up for video capture. Believe me, I've done it. Unless I'm making a long-term video, it's not worth it. It's easier to just run a Dolphin emulator. It's weird that, like, you can emulate up through... Can you even emulate X360? You can emulate up through PS2 super easy. And I think PS3 is still kind of not doable. X360 as well. But also, You don't really care to emulate the X360 because everything was re-released on PC. Guitar Hero 3, yeah, Guitar Hero is a good time. They should bring big stupid plastic back. I'm not afraid to say it. I want plastic garbage. Ooh, another voicemail.
You're starting to get good at this, Susie. You should do it for a living.
It's Mouse.
So true. Okay, now B. Hey, just another casual call from your favorite CEO. Yeah, so, just wanted to call and address
That's amazing.
concerns about Ted's untreated kleptomaniac tendencies. This move to a much bigger, nicer office has really reinvigorated his need to gather more things. Nesting and all that, you know how it is. So, if you've noticed stuff missing around the office, it was probably Ted. And now look, if it's something sentimental, I would
Bro,
just
I thought I'd keep going that way.
and then move on. There's no chance in hell you'll get it back. Ted's like a rabid badger
Dang
when
it.
it comes to stuff he steals. Trust me, we tried last Christmas and it cost us a damn fortune.
Connor sounds like he's
All
really
that
struggling to
blood
read
on our
this.
three-piece velvet couch.
He sounds like he's coughing as he does it.
Aunt Edna sure had a lot of blood in her. The whole house looked
That's
like
funny.
a blood bank after getting hit by a tornado. Anyway, if it's just
Connor, you gotta work on your gruff American, man.
Okay, bye.
You can do it more easy. It's not that hard. You just got to get a little bit of vocal fry in there and tell them exactly what's going on. One of my, if I had the guitar system, I would never stop playing. Yeah, so I also really liked the Guitar Hero Arcade. I liked how like chunky the controller felt. And when last time I was in Japan, there's actually Konami has a competing series to Guitar Hero that I kind of liked better, not gonna lie, called Guitar Freaks. And it had a little more, like you had multiple frets and multiple strings, and it was a really fun arcade game. And they also so if you like the Rock Band drums, you should check out the Drum Mania arcade cabinet. That thing is sick. It plays like a real drum set. It feels amazing. All of the music on it is great. It is a bummer that we did not get it in America. I have memorized every note in Painted Black in Guitar Hero 3. That's a blast from the past. I remember like Painted Black and Howl at the Moon and all like the ultra hard Guitar Hero 3 songs. I kind of want to get into Osu because the Osu community is so big, and I really like rhythm games. I do a lot of Beat Saber, but it feels like the barrier to entry for Osu is high. I do have a drawing tablet, so I can at least get that part done, but it feels like Osu is just hard. Feels like Osu is really difficult. And I have the Elite Beat Agents like Osu for Nintendo DS games, and I always really liked them, but I can't imagine what it would be like to play on PC, where like most people play looking at the screen in front of them, and then they have the tablet sort of disassociated and they tap on it. So I don't know, that's weird. Through the Fire and Flames, yes, nice. Have you seen Herman Lee, the guitarist from Dragon Force? He does a bunch of reviews on YouTube of Through the Fire and Flames covers, and it's a great time. He's like super nice about it. He's always like really supportive of all the folks who do the different versions, and there's a bunch of really cool ones. So I recommend checking out Herman Lee on YouTube and watching his YouTube channel for all the cool Dragon Force covers people do. It's an awesome time. I'm sure he's got like reactions to like Dragon Force, play it on a potato, and all kinds of stuff like that. Love me some Herman Lee. He's a good guy. I haven't listened to any modern Dragon Force. All right, it's a little sacrilegious. At some point in time, Dragon Force all started sounding a little samey and I stopped listening. I'm sorry. I like Through the Fire and Flames. I like Dragon Force. But it's like if Linkin Park never changed its sound up. Like, Linkin Park has a few different eras, and I like certain eras better than others, but the albums all sound distinctly different. I don't know if I could say the same thing about Dragon Force. I don't know if I could do that. I used to, for a while, when I was in college, I had a big stereo system, and I had it hooked up to my computer, and the way I woke up in the morning was I would have it blast Through the Fire and Flames from my computer when it was time to wake up so that I didn't sleep through class. It was a good time. It freaked out everybody on my floor. They didn't like it. This feels like, is this enough time? Oh, it is enough time. Did we nail it though? Nope. Close. Good idea. Good answer. Good answer. We'll get it next time. I should release a Labdrat plush. Yeah. There's a lot of fun merch companies out there. I think you could do like a cute, angry little Labdrat plush. I could see that happening. I feel like my buddy Uber is who I would get to design that. I feel like he's got the right aesthetic for adorable but angry. His whole branding is a bunch of like dead possums. So he's a technical artist and a product designer, and so he occasionally decides to resurrect his Twitch to go and do some art streaming. He typically does not. He doesn't do face cam, and sometimes he also just doesn't even do voice cam. He'll just like do background music and draw, but his art is really good, and he's the perfect person to have cute but enraged. I will do unspeakable things to him. No! You leave Chibi Labdrat alone. Don't touch him there. Those are his goggles. They're sensitive. They're the most sensitive goggles he has. No! No! Plush Labdrat is a tsundere. It's not like he likes you or anything, Baka. Leave Plush Labdrat alone. We bonked. I don't know if this is gonna work if we bonked. Oh no. Nope. Not enough. Boop. Alright, we're getting there. Boop. Okay. No! Damn it. So close. I don't like that emoji that you put right there. That makes me feel uncomfortable. That makes me feel not good things in my regions. Why would you do that? Why would you put that evil face there? Plush Labdrat has concerns. Plush Labdrat is ribbed for your pleasure. Oh no. I mean, I have to make him ribbed for the community's pleasure, right? Like that. I feel like it would be a mistake not to do that. Oh, I could have ribbed and unribbed versions. Perfect. That's what we need. Yeah. Damn it. You got it. Nailed it. Yep. We're doing, it's fine. Nothing happened. Damn it. It's getting very inconsistent momentum off of these here purple walls here. Yeah, that's a good go. All right. All right, this should do it. There we go. That's what we needed. Nice. Still have the recipe for punched chicken. Ah, yes. The speed at which one must punch a chicken to cook it perfectly. Perfect. There's that other meme for like figuring out the distance at which you would have to drop a nuclear bomb so that all the steaks in the area are perfectly cooked. I like that one too. It's another good one. I saw some other like weird thing on They Did the Math yesterday. The They Did the Math subreddit is a really good one for this kind of nonsense. It's a good time. All right. Do we gotta lock in? Not really. We don't gotta lock in, but we gotta do better than we just did. That was not correct. All right, good. This just reminds me of one of the earlier levels that we had. Oh no! Oh no! That's not fair. That glass has a timer on it. I didn't expect that. That's not cool. Why would you do that? That's mean. So mean. Yeah. They have not given me a lot of opportunities to use that recovery. I'm amazed I still remember how to do it. Okay, so here. Shh. Damn it. All right, that's gonna be tough. It's glass, so we have to like kind of. I can't figure out if we're gonna have to grab or. Yeah, because almost any inertia hucks us off the side, so that's bad.
You have no skills and you're a loser!
I don't have skills. Ah! That was better. That was better. Squidward is a vibe. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I finally started watching Hell of a Boss, and I admit I am into it. You were right. The universe was right. Hell of a Boss is good. I'm sorry. I'm watching Hell of a Boss first, and then I'm going to go watch Has Been. And speaking of Gachapon, they have started to get me into Homestuck, so now I'm at risk of reading Homestuck. So if you, if you're one of those Tumblr people, I am now getting into Tumblr culture. I apologize. I can only assume that I'm going to get more cringe. I was already pretty cringe to begin with. Bam. Nailing it. I mean, manly noises. Manly. There we go. All right, so I kind of like damn it. Yeah. Why is it so slippery? I hate it. Torbeck doesn't like the glass. I forgot that we discovered I could do a Torbeck last week. Cassie doesn't like it. She's very angry about the existence of Torbeck. Damn it. It's a very jarring transition to be on the glass. The physics change extremely suddenly. I feel like that one Eggman meme when Homestuck Pot got announced because not even 3 months before, I finally dropped Homestuck after I finished it. Nice. Hello, Torbeck is here. MJ, don't you start shit. How dare you? How dare you? It's also, you weren't here, so we get to blame you. We lost the community Gamba this week. Actually, were you were you were the only one who was safe. And then literally everything else won. Yes. We looked at sad puppies for a full minute. And then because Kaboosh does not like puppies and we specifically needed to punish him, we decided to discover what the saddest bird in the world was. And it is a bird where they recorded its last desperate mating call as it went extinct. Martha, I can leave! I'm coming home! I'm back in the fucking building again! You know who has like a bunch of really great Sonic content? Solid JJ. There's a Solid JJ, and I think there's another channel that is the same people called Jet. But yeah, there's lots of good Sonic memes. I'm a big fan. Yeah, MJ, your fault. It was because of you. I learned it from you. Bam. Right in the face. Yeah, you missed that. You missed successes. I'm gonna head out. All right, Caboose, you have a good one. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the incredible art. Let me know how your bee science works out. If you do figure out that reanimated corpse thing, let me know. I might have some funding available. Ah! It was so close. It was so close to right. We nearly figured it out. I probably don't even need to go this fast. I'm probably going way faster than we need. I'm just assuming. Bee science? Yes. We were talking about necromancy and all of the problems that young scientists get into during their PhD dissertation, where they always try and make reanimated corpses sentient. And I think it's a waste of time because you already have the reanimated corpse. You could just, use that limited, vestigial intelligence in order to achieve things like deliver burritos and whatnot. And then we talked about another alternate research venue where you could control bees to do various types of heavy machinery deliveries, because it only takes like 345 million or so bees in order to lift a Airbus A340. And there are 3.2 trillion bees in the world, so there's plenty of bees available for use. Bees are an underutilized resource. So there's more bee-based scientific options available that would get industry funding. Yeah, but it's bee enslavement. And does anybody really care about the bees? Plus, technically it helps because it would be a reason to make sure that we protect the pollinators. And people really like that. And what's wrong with a little bit of bee enslavement if it helps them? He said on the internet, where everything is recorded. I'm sure that won't come back to be a problem. Yeah! Damn it! Okay, so was that its own platform that was causing a problem? Did each one of those have a timer? I can't tell if each one of those had a timer or if that was still the original timer from like up here. No, each one of these has a timer. Okay. All right. We're figuring it out. You'd rather turn yourself into bees. Ooh, bee morphosis. That would be interesting, but you're not 345 million bees, which is what we need to deliver an A340. So you would need to be able to rapidly produce a lot of bees in addition to the number of bees you could make up by volume. You would need a significantly greater bee presence than you have a human presence. So if you could work on that, like, for example, if you're looking to get into the bee science field, maybe you could look into bee cloning. And then you could, like, some sort of rapid bee cloning technology, such that if you were to transmogrify into bees, who says I'd work for that? What do you mean? What do you mean? It's a perfectly valid job. Delivering aircraft as a bunch of bees? Does that not seem like a good job? I feel like there's probably benefits. I'm a genius. No, I died. I'm not a genius. But I was a genius for a little while. Damn it. Physics truly is the enemy. I think that's what people need to understand. Yeah. Ah. Okay. All right. Nope. Shazbot. That's all we need to say. We don't need to say any of those other words that came up in our mind. I'm allowed to say them, but I don't need to. I don't feel compelled. I'm in control of my own motivations. I can say what I want to say when I want to say it. For example, Sasquatch. I wanted to say that. Susquehanna. That's like Sasquatch, but it is a First Nations region in America. The Susquehanna Valley. That's a spot that you can go to. I dare you to say Susquehanna. Go on. I'll wait. I'm certain I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, we're also gearing up. I was telling Caboose we're gearing up for our trip to Japan. So, gotta let us know what burning cultural questions you have so that I can answer them. If you had a question you wanted me to go up to a random Japanese person and ask, what would it be? What is your favorite sandwich? Why for convenience store? Hey, what is the deal with harem anime? Any of those. I'll take them all. Is a cat girl maid cafe a maid cafe or a cat cafe? That's a good question. Do Japan has Torbeck? Japan could do with Torbeck. I find that it takes a minute to find Torbeck. You really throw it in the back of the throat when you do a Torbeck. I got too absorbed in the Torbeck. I wonder if Legends of Evantris has made its way to Japan. Like, is there some mind share in Japan for all of those references? That would be fun. We can figure that out. What American memes are making their way over there? Are we more unified globally since the internet has invented meme culture? And what memes are hot? What is hot or not? Torbeck's fur is so matted. My understanding is that there's a very Japanese presence on 9gag. The, sort of the 4chan predecessor. Maybe that's what we need to do, is for cultural research, we all need to go onto 9gag and figure out what the most popular memes on there are. That seems like a worthy investment. So for next week, everybody's job is to go onto 9gag, find the most Japanese thing you can, and report back on what it was. No matter how unhinged. That's the community homework. Damn it! Yeah. What have you been up to this week, MJ? Any new games? Any old games? Any new media? What is the life of MJ this past week? Tell us more. Educate us all. Are you also climbing the corporate ladder? Is that why you don't want to turn into bees for commerce? That far right say? I'd rather eat my socks. Oh, did 9gag get red pilled? I didn't know that. 9gag used to just be like a super cringe, it used to be a super cringe Asian American crossover meme site where all of the worst stuff was. So I guess I could see it getting red pilled. I didn't know that had happened. Interesting. I wonder, so where's the right place to go for critical meme culture now? Interesting. I'll have to research more. Have you, yeah. Have you been into Homestuck at all, MJ? Gachapon has started to get me interested in Homestuck, and I'm at risk of reading the whole thing. I've learned much. I've learned how I basically need an emulator in order to watch it to read it correctly, because Flash is dead. But I will get that emulator because I am a dork. No? It was a big Tumblr culture thing. So I have a lot of friends who are big into Tumblr culture, but I wasn't there. So I was never like a DashCon Sherlock Homestuck person. But I know a lot of people who were. And I'm starting to think I should Yeah. No, damn it. That was so close. That would explain it. Yeah. Yeah, when I was like thinking about how much Tumblr isn't a thing anymore, I looked it up, and Tumblr's usage now is about the same as it was a year after release in like 2009 or whatever, and it's down 99% from its peak usage, because Tumblr used to be one of the outlets for like not safe for work OC stuff, and there was like a lot of mix of like weird content but also a lot of adult content. And when they started censoring everything, the entire community just like left overnight, and so now it's like a complete ghost town. Nobody uses Tumblr for anything anymore. So like that whole little community is dead. I was surprised to learn that Reddit is still growing, even though it's like really old and kind of a contemporary of Tumblr. So that's interesting. I can only assume that most of the community moved to Reddit, but it's a different thing because Tumblr is like very bloggy and super personal. It's kind of like LiveJournal, but you know, Reddit is all short form. So I feel like Tumblr had something that we lost. If they had not been idiots, it would have been nice to... Yeah! It would have been nice to still have that. Planning to switch to Linux when Win 10 support ends. I would switch to Linux if I didn't need some of my stuff for work. Gaming is pretty good on Linux now. So I think... Yeah, I really wish I could. What's funny is I need Windows for work, but I also, like, a huge portion of my work is on Linux because I do a lot of web stuff. That's all Linux and always has been. So because of CAD for engineering, that part needs to be on Windows and maybe like a couple of other minor things. And then the rest of my universe is on Linux. But because of like 4 or 5 programs, I'm stuck on Windows. But I would move. Like OBS, like all of my streaming stuff works on Linux. And famously, Felix, PewDiePie, switched over to Linux and seems to be doing fine. So that's interesting. Like there's a fair number of Linux content creators, and they are successful. Win 11 is kind of hot garbage. I also miss the ability to customize Windows and put cool and stupid stuff on it, and Linux can still do that. There's an outdated version of Ubuntu that I really like. If only they updated it, called Ubuntu, which just has a bunch of like stupid like uwu skinning on it out of the box. I like it. I would switch to Ubuntu. I should move our media center to Ubuntu. That's what I should do. Then we're at least representing somewhere. Yeah. Close. Nope. Nope. We almost had it. We almost had it. We'll get there. You're going to Mint? Yeah. Wine is not all the way there yet. What you need is you need Proton, which is what the Steam Deck runs on, and you can get it all working. It's just not like perfect out of the box. The Steam OS ecosystem is based on Arch, which is probably not the ideal first daily driver Linux system. The reason why they choose Arch is because Arch gets updates the fastest. So when new games come out, it's very quick for them to patch to get like the latest graphics drivers and stuff so that they can run it on their Steam OS. So that is the primary reason they go with Arch. The problem is like unless you're Valve, making sure that everything works all the time, it's not typically as stable or as user-friendly. So Mint is a much better first choice That one's Ubuntu based. I am a little curious in, like, I think I'm interested in trying Arch. One of my colleagues in grad school used Arch for his machine, and it seems pretty okay. But you definitely, it's not a beginner's distro. Yeah. The recommended, like the most recommended version is Mint with the Cinnamon UI, which is their window manager that gets rid of the kind of crappy default Ubuntu window manager that everybody hates. I think their window manager is called Unity, and they switched it, I don't know, some time ago, and I'm on the hater team. I don't like it. Ah, it was close. It was close. Whee! Yeah, but especially if you have time to mess around with it, getting set up in like Mint and then, you know, making all of your windows ridiculous. And back in the day, I had a machine that I daily drove Linux on, and there used to be a window like manager system called Compiz Fusion, and it had all of these fun effects. Like when you minimize the window, you could have everything burst into flames, and it had like Matrix style screensavers. And when you switched virtual desktops, they were all mapped to the faces of a cube, so your like they would zoom out so that you could see the cube and then rotate the cube to go to the other desktops. It was all kinds of fun. But that project has kind of been abandoned, so there's a lot less fun than there used to be. If you're determined, though, there's still people who do stuff like that. Feel like that would be a really fun side project. It's just like, what is the dumbest Linux distribution I can make? Yeah, extremely high customization. It doesn't talk to web services by default. That's a big one. So you don't need a Microsoft account or a whole bunch of accounts to do everything. And there's enough applications that are not cloud service based that you can have a less an ecosystem where companies track you less, I guess I would say. It's pretty nice. Which is also why it's used so much in web and like corporate server settings, because for security reasons, you don't want Microsoft having access to all of your shit. So people use Linux because they can turn off basically everything and make sure that only exactly what is supposed to be running is running. Whee! Yeah, I think I would dual boot this machine, but I remember what dual booting was like, and I just hate the process. Virtual machines are a lot easier. Windows has been Spyro since 8 was definitely a problem, but 8 was more of a problem from the UI perspective. It was really 10. 10 was the one where they were like, this is the last version of Windows. They said, lying. And they started putting all of their services in. So like, Bing search is built into the search system. And you can turn it off still, but like you have to try. And OneDrive started consuming everything and messing up your My Documents folder and all that. So 10 was really the biggest problem. The problem with Windows 8 was the UI design sucked. And they thought they were going to try and build it for tablet and hybrid computers, and it just didn't work for desktop or for tablet. It was like a bad compromise all around. People did not like it. They didn't like it, y'all. We're gonna get this glass if it's the last thing we do. Damn it! We're not gonna get this glass. I should do some glass blowing. I've been watching a lot of glass blowing videos recently. There used to be a place in one of the locations I lived called the Arc and Flame, and they did like welding, blacksmithing, and glass blowing classes, and it was awesome. And I wish there was a similar thing around here. I think there is a glasswork studio around here that maybe would be a fun thing to do. I took Cassie to a blacksmithing like event once as a date, and she thought it was a really cool idea until the blacksmithing started happening, and then she realized how much physical work it was and proceeded to be angry at me because we were making iron roses, so she was like hammering metal petals flat for like 3 hours. And I'm not saying that Cassie ain't built for hammering, because trust me, but no, she was not happy about the experience. Yo and low, and that's what we call a yellow. All right, come on, glass section, we got you. All right, that's good. We gotta So the problem that I think I'm running into is I'm putting on the brakes too late. We gotta put the brakes on a little earlier. My innocence, your innocence, my ass. MJ no have innocence. MJ pretend to have innocence for the bit. MJ is chronically online. There's no such thing as innocence online. You know that. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, that's good. No! Gah! So close. Gah! Glass is like slippery or something. I don't know how that happened. Why did they make it slippery? That seems unfair. Ah, no! All right, I overcooked that. Barbie girl. Yes, I love all the remixes on this album. I was saying, telling Kaboosh, we got a big tech upgrade that we're working on. And on it is song requests, but the problem I'm running into right now is that my audio mixer doesn't give me a good way to isolate the music. Or rather, I have everything set up so that when I switch scenes, the music all sets itself to the right levels, and I have to do that differently if I want to set up song requests, because song requests mean copyrighted music. Copyrighted music means that I have to isolate the music so that it's not in the VOD, which means that I have to do a bunch of other stupid nonsense. So I'm working on audio, but I have other tech upgrades I'm working on. There's the LiveDrat model is a changing that's coming in. And I have talked to one of my artist friends about some emotes, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do with my overlay. Okay. Damn it. That almost worked. Because with the new model, I'm trying to decide if it's better to have the screen be a little smaller and let there be a border for the model to sit on so that I'm not obscuring the game when we're doing stuff. That's always kind of a hard choice. Like, do you frame the game so that you're not blocking anything, but you make a bunch of it smaller? Or do you like do a green screen effect and that mostly works, but you have an exciting new problem, which is that no. You have an exciting new problem where if you do a green screen effect, you always have to move everything around because you can't tell where the important parts of the UI are going to be. Maybe not song requests. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like, it is, in general, it is better if I can remove music from the VOD, because then even if we don't do song requests, we can have, you know, a wider selection of music that I don't have to pre-vet as much in the background, because I can stream it live and then change it later. So I really like the couple of albums that we play on here, but also I assume folks get tired of it. So I need to do something. So we'll see. It's just tech work. It's not impossible. Copyrighted music is a no-go for me. Well, like which part? Because the because there's a difference between streaming and video on demand, right? The rights are different. For example, like Twitch and a bunch of places have what are called performance licenses, and it's pretty easy to get performance licenses where you're allowed to do something live. What you're not allowed to do in most cases is have them in a video, and those rights are extremely hard to get. So that's where most of the problem shows up. But there are some things you can do to like get around it. Like a common one is lots of people will use Nintendo video game music, so the Wii lobby and stuff like that. And that's not because that music isn't copyrighted, that's because that music is already in games. So it's very hard to enforce the difference between the music copyright and the fair use of playing the game. So yeah, that's like a trick. That's a trick you'll see in a lot of streamers, is you'll see folks who use a certain set of video game music tracks. And the reason for that is primarily because of rights. They're less likely to get copyright struck because of it. I was just talking to someone in Small Streamer actually who was dealing with a fair use problem because they were writing some critical stuff of Disney. And did you know, fun fact, Disney is very protective. Oh, come on! I think that frame hitch is what got us. Yeah, like, music is really messy and annoying in general. What I think a lot of people want that music rights holders are not willing to do is a lot of people want the same thing that you get out of like a game engine, right? Where you go, I'm going to use your music as part of my creative work, and I'll pay you a reasonable percentage. Just make it easy for me to get that license. All I want you to do is say like, okay, your music library is $20 a month, plus if you make over this much money, here's the percentage of it that you have to pay. And, you know, they go after big players who skirt the system, but that's all they need to do, and then they would make a ton of money from the streamer community. But no one is setting it up. I don't understand why they refuse to do this. They already do it for performance. Every time you go to a bar and you hear someone do a cover, that bar has a performance license for all of the music that they're playing. And they do this. It's like a couple $100 a month or whatever for them to be allowed to play covers of any music that they have available in the bar. And if they just did the same thing for streaming and made the license as easy to get, I think everybody would do it. But since they don't, there's this horrible cat and mouse game constantly going on where people are like half pirating it or using copyright tricks to avoid dealing with the licenses, and it's all super messy. It doesn't have to be, because there are models that already exist even for music in the same industry that solve this problem. We got a bot. Goodbye, bot. Yeah. Band hammer. Denied. Yeah. Copyright is messy. If you ever want to hear a rant out of Cassie, Cassie is a big copyright person. She was involved in, she has been to Washington, D.C. to do copyright stuff. So if you want someone to rant about copyright for a long time, she would be more than happy to. It's actually funny because we both we both have a copyright soapbox, but we're somewhat misaligned. I think I am less pro copyright than Cassie is. I'm not against copyright, but I think my version of the pendulum swings differently than hers. And the difference is the perspective of being someone who needs freedom to operate to make stuff. So, like, you know, intellectual property is often a problem in science, and it bothers me a lot. But as, you know, a small artist, Cassie is constantly fighting against the devaluation of artwork, which is another big problem that I also identify with. So I think, like, where we usually end up in the weeds with each other is, like, is copyright actually serving the small artist? Because I think there are problems. I ascribe that there may be problems with intellectual property in America. Maybe you agree. Oh, man. Oh, I have so much business stuff I need to do, and I don't wanna. MJ, could you do a business for me? Could you just business some things? Because I don't want to deal with it. So if you could go and make the business happen, I would appreciate that. Just get on that, please. Yeah. All right. Good. All right. I think we got it. Yeah, we got it. Probably not. Boo. Why won't you just do a business for me? You can't business. You telling me you can't get down to business? I need someone to business for me.
Good morning. It is currently Friday at 7:45 a.m. This is Agent Dunsmith of the SEC calling.
I don't know who's voicing this character.
After raiding Ted's old office, we found a hard drive labeled Cash Money's Friend Tracker February. We believe it belongs to one Cash
too far.
Assignment. Given its
Anti-corporate
level of detail cataloging the activity of nearly everyone at the company, including video footage, audio files, bank and health records, fingerprints, DNA samples, and iris scans, we have some additional questions we'd like to ask you about your boss, as well as your involvement in the Doinkler portfolio.
I'm not involved, and I wish you would stop talking. Go away. Bad FBI agent.
Stock trading activities going forward. We'll be in the office within the hour.
Please don't be in the office within the hour. I mean, I'm not saying I'm pro-corporate. In fact, let me clarify. I'm anti-corporation, more or less. I don't like what capitalism does to us. I don't like the state of business in the world. But it is the world we live in. So regardless, I need to know how to deal with it. So I would like someone to please do that part for me so that I don't need to know how to deal with it anymore. That would be cool. I would like to be dumber and less responsible. Could someone please make that happen? I will give you a nickel. Is anybody willing to do that for me? I have 5 cents. I may be willing to go to 10. All I need you to do is form an LLC, set up all my contracts, manage all rights that might be involved. Let's see, what else do I need? I need a property lawyer. Could someone just be a property lawyer for me? Because that's a thing that I need. Could someone handle, like, business insurance so that I don't get into trouble for the fact that I'm neither licensed nor bonded as a mad scientist? Could someone help me with that? That would be great. Because I don't currently carry any liability insurance, and I'm pretty sure I just recommended several people go enslave a bunch of bees in order to cause malfeasance on cities. And I don't know if I'm liable for that. I think I might be. So if you could go ahead and, you know, prepare a defense in advance or get me some sort of causing problems permit? Is there a permit for orchestrating a bunch of bees to be henchmen? Hench bees? Who specializes in hench bee law? That's really what I need. I need a hench bee specialist. I'm not seeing a lot of raised hands. I feel like in modern law school, they have to cover that. Like, there's a diverse set of topics. Law is a great industry in the United States. It's very effective. So, like, what? There's got to be bee hench law. And, like, if not, like, I'm sure we can reuse the fundamentals from supervillain law, right? Because I can't, like, there has to have been previous supervillains who had to deal with henchman disputes. Nice. You're a mad doctor, not a lawyer. Dr. Chaos! Yeah, but a mad doctor needs a lawyer, you know? Like, I need a lawyer and I need a specialist in contracts so that I know that all of my hench bees are unable to sue me when they get poured into the acid pool. I didn't intend for them to go into the acid pool. That is an unrelated accident. We're spinning a lot. Is this a spiral or do I just spin? Wait, no. This looks like something, right? This looks like something. Do I need to... Did I lose too much momentum? Okay. Oh, wow. All right, so we are just spiraling a bunch. All right, cool. I hope nobody gets dizzy. This is going to be interesting. Because apparently I need to keep a certain amount of momentum going around this spiral thing. So get ready. Whoa! All right, too much momentum. I'm getting him. This is a terrible level for an impatient person. Can I just, like, I gotta be able to, like, cheat, right? There's gotta be, can I like pull a super monkey ball? Oh no, there's glass on top of it. They don't want us to be able to cheat. Just let me in there. Okay. Gah! I guess I'm not allowed to cheat. But I would like to. Well, get ready for a long ride, everybody. Here we go. We are on the spiral. Spiraling, spiraling down, spiraling, spiraling down, spiraling, spiraling down, spiraling. Oh, come on! I wrote the whole thing! Spirals are satisfying. So wait, hold on. Like, there's some, like, little maneuver I need to do at the end. And until that time, I just have to sit in the spiral? That seems ridiculous. How come? Do I need... See, that didn't work. So I was able to get up to, like, 141 there. Can I skip steps? Let's skip a step. That almost worked. We're going to skip a step. All right, there we go. So we can at least skip a little bit of this. Ooh, but it gets tighter there. All right, so we have to worry about the fact that the spiral gets tighter. Right here. And this is also a tighter part of the spiral. Okay. Did we make it? Ah, we shot past. Damn it. What if we trained bees to spiral? That is a good idea. I like this bee spiral technique. All right. Well, at least we're skipping a little bit of it. I'm good with that. Okay, so this is where we need to start really ripping. Cool. Too much. Good, good, good. There we go. Nice. All right, I admit that was kind of satisfying. I admit it. Caught. It was pretty fast. Stocks in tight places. Tight places.
Hey, Richard. This is Brian from CDP Finnegan, just calling you back about your request for legal advice.
All right, this is Isto, the dev.
Between the potential insider trading charges,
okay,
the stalking, kidnapping, extortion, and assault charges on security guards, I think that your idea to, and I quote, blend in with those narc-ass clowns at the SEC by wearing a clown costume since they would never suspect one of their own, so you can continue to...
What is this red thing? Do I need to get on the red thing?
Listening devices into
I think I do.
Is certainly unique. Great out-of-the-box thinking. I do love that.
Oh, it's got a timer.
If you don't want to go to jail, I would recommend that you cease any and all participation in regards to the Doinkler portfolio immediately. That includes making trades. So, yeah, I would strongly recommend that you, quote-unquote, give up. Man, I never thought I would advise two people to give up in the same day. And I thought the restraining order was bad, but you should see the new terms on the divorce settlement. It looks like Mayhew's soul was being ripped out of his body as he read it for the first time.
Wow.
Poor guy. We never stood a chance against Sam's lawyer. Anyways, hope that helps. Your bill will be in the mail.
See, this is why I need a lawyer. Otherwise, how am I going to deal with situations like that? What if we introduce bees to alcoholism? So, fun thing I learned as a kid, bees love beer. I don't remember exactly why this was happening, but my parents definitely, I think they tried to put out beer to get the bees to move from somewhere. Like there were bees building a hive too close to something in our yard. And so my parents were like, we're gonna drink them out. That was bad. So they put out like a bunch of beer in a plastic container. And what we learned was that the bees decided to get drunk, have a little bee party, and then come back. And so we never solved our bee problem, but we did have much drunker bees. So if you need drunker bees, I guess that works. Dang it. Let me know what your needs are related to inebriated bees. Inebriated. Comedy. Good, good. Not enough. Not enough. All right, there we go. Whoa, whoa. What do you think you're doing, bud? You get up there. Don't you fall down. No falling down permitted here, my friend. We have much to do. All right, we need a yellow all the way up this thing. And then, that's not good. All right, we need good forward momentum for this, because we need to have good momentum for this. Nope. We bonked. Bonking is a problem. Nope. Must moment. I assume that's the verb of momentum. Because otherwise, why would it be called that? It has to be moment. It doesn't make sense any other way. That's... Nope. I think we've unlearned something. We made this is the problem with these games, right? You make progress, and then you change one little thing about how you're moving, because you made progress, and you're like, ooh, new brain thought unlocked. And then all of a sudden, you are unable to do all the crap that you were doing up until that point. Dang it! All right. Getting there. That's not very good. How am I? Nope. I'm not doing this turnaround right. Whoa! Oh, I know what's happening. I'm accidentally hitting the space bar on my keyboard, which is the same as the grab button. I know what's happening. I'm an idiot. I do need drunk bees for this. Sober bees can't handle it. This is a drunk bee type task. Could you imagine a sober bee trying to kneel on roller skates? Wouldn't work. The idea is ridiculous. Only a drunk bee has the necessary bee's knees to make this happen. Bee's knees. Bee's knees. That's what we were talking about earlier. Bee's knees. We're nailing it. Come on. Come on, buddy. I believe in you. All right, I'm starting to believe in you less. And I think it's your fault. Great, that worked. Okay, so now we gotta go up here. And the problem is, after we make this first jump, there's a pretty aggressive right turn that we still can't do. We have learned nothing. I think... Nope. I think what I need to do is I need to let us, like, naturally reverse directions first. I need drunk bees for reasons. And I'm a mad doctor, so you can't sue me. I don't know if that's how that works, MJ. I don't know if you can just, like, go into a courtroom and be like, I'm a mad doctor, you can't sue me. I'd like to see it tried, because I would use that defense if it works. But I'm not sure that's been tested. So if you want to go and do something that'll result in litigation, you go and do that real quick. Let me know how it works out, because I'm very interested. This is information I need for later. All right, that worked. Okay. So I think it's about smooth transitions. I'm just like... I'm making choppy transitions down there is the problem. Ah! Dang it! Those are a lot of very aggressive right turns. Yeah. All right. We're starting to get that part nailed. These right turns are messy. Yeah. Yeah. And it's got this bouncy bit. No. No. I'm against it. That seemed good. Oh, it could have been better. Yeah, not quite right. Smoothly aggressive turns. We lost a bunch of momentum on the wall there. This seemed... Nope. I thought we had it, but I was wrong. Nope. Well, I've once again unlearned everything we just learned. Now we're bonking and doing everything wrong. All right. That problem is very much we're hitting the left wall. We need to not hit the left wall on the way down. All right, that seemed good. Ah! All right, that was sketchy, but worked, so I'm gonna call it good. Nobody saw anything. That was flawless execution. Flawless. Yeah, what was that? What kind of physics crap was this? Huh? Huh? You think you're funny with your messed up physics? Your messed up physics and your drunk bees? Huh? You think you can just get an inebriated bee and do whatever you want? Huh? Some kind of wise guy. Who is this some kind of wise guy character? Where, like, what? I've never encountered a real person that reminds me of that. Like, I understand this is like maybe a vaguely New York stereotype, but I've never met that person. Somebody find me the wise guy guy. The wise guy guy? The wise guy squared. Where are they? I need to know more. Yeet. Man, like, it really wants us to stick on that left wall, and it is causing problems. Problems. Yay. Nope. All right, so. Okay, that works. Why does that not work? That looked the same. The problem is gravity. I agree. I think they should stop. I think gravity is overrated, and we should have stopped it ages ago. I'm gonna be up here. No, because then we bonk. So if we go too far right, we bonk. And that's bad. And if we go too far left, we bonk, and that's bad. We, like, kind of want to make a perfect U-turn, but that's proving to be somewhat challenging. Please ignore the fact that I got it perfect a whole bunch of times and now have no idea how to replicate that progress. Okay. Whoa! What? What? I am insulted, sir. How dare you? How very dare you? All right. Okay. Maybe this is really just making sure I'm not weeble wobbling my stick everywhere. Now, I know that sounded lewd, but trust me, it wasn't as lewd as it could have been. I can always get lewder. That was bad. All right, so our next problem that we're facing is that we need to slow down kind of a lot when we get to that part. So once we're at the top of the staircase, we're in a rush to make that little jump before the next section. But right here, we really need to slow it down. We need to be basically coasting on momentum and nothing else. Did that work? Nope. We bonked. That was also a bonk. Those bonks aren't fair because we execute it correctly. And it just decides that bonking is what we're going to do. I'm against the bonk. We need to deconstruct gravity. That is a good point. Now that we know that the Higgs boson exists, surely we can fight back. How do we un-Higgs the boson? What was that? I just bounced right off the wall. I'm starting to call these physics questionable, all right? It's less of a problem pre-DLC. It was kind of forgiving. Now I'm angry. Enraged even. All right. Lots of straightforward momentum so that we can do this. Lots of straightforward momentum so that we can do this. And not enough. No matter what, not enough. Never enough. All right, that's going to be a problem. Okay. I think the issue here... All right, if I can get the camera angle right, that's actually pretty easy. So I think that one is all about managing the camera so that it's a straight shot and you can just hold forward when you're going up the second half pipe. Quarter pipe, quarter pipe. That seems to be what we need. Okay, and now Shazbot. We're just so bouncy. Can we do something about that? We hit the left side. It's all over once you hit the left side. Okay, that worked. Nope. No, it didn't. It seemed like it did. It was all a lie. It was a lie told in sweet, sweet deception. All right, that works. That works. All right, not perfect, but I'll take it. I'll take it. There we go. This is our enemy. Ready at any moment. Oi. All right, so we're gonna go over here. Okay. Don't bounce. No bouncing. Also, don't do that. Whatever that was. Don't get caught between two random things. We succeeded in our don't bounce strategy only to be ruined by something completely new. Cool. I'm sure that's what I wanted. If I didn't want that, why did it happen? For the chat, I posted a wiki link to Newton's law of gravity. Oh, you got honest. That's funny. Newton's law of gravitation. Good old inverse square law. So, see, that's the thing. If we were denser, if this guy had a fatter booty, then we would be attracted to all the walls and we wouldn't have this problem. What you need is you need like a black hole booty. And if you're in that situation, then we would just stick to all the walls and we wouldn't have to be nearly as careful. That's what all right, that's the mod that we need to make for this game. We need to make the gravitation mod, where you stick to everything because you're massive. But then there's all kinds of consequences, like you tear the world apart around you. That's what we need to do. Get on that, MJ. Okay, that was mildly lucky, but no one has to know. As far as you all know, that was all skill. Dang it. This is like one of those rage games. Oh, wait, that is what it is. I'm just weird. Because I don't get that angry at it. We need to turn his asshole into a black hole. That's true. That's true. Why not just swap holes? That's the problem. We were using the wrong kind of hole this time. That's why you have to focus on hole selection when you make a game. All right. The sense that, you know what it is? The ticking is forcing me to have more momentum when we get onto that second ramp than I need. It's like the sonic drowning noise, right? Like you feel this horrible sense of urgency like you're gonna die. I wonder if during development they used the sonic drowning noise for this, because that's what I would do. There is no scarier noise than the like bump 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 of a sonic water level drowning you. Stuff gets sucked in instead of pushed out. That's true. Yeah. I still feel uncomfortable whenever I hear, wow, that thing like really yeets you. I still feel uncomfortable whenever I hear like the sonic water level drowning noise. It never gets better. It never gets better. Yeah. Aha! The trick was to make that noise. That fixed it. Okay. Come on, man. Come on, man. We were doing so good. Nope. Get up there, bud. You get on that platform. I like the Kirby gourmet race. That's a good one. Gourmet race. What a powerful musical entry. Whoa. See the... it's inconsistent. Now I'm angry about it. If you're gonna make a difficult game, you have to make it feel like it's my fault. If I don't believe it's my fault, then you lose trust. And I don't know about this level. I'm not sure all of these are my fault. Yeah. Okay. Now we're good. Okie dokie. Yep. Gah! I think I need to brake. I think I need to brake when I land real quick. I think that's the play. We gotta brake. We gotta break dance. Everybody get ready for a break dance. Or a horrible fall to your doom. One of those two. Either are possible. Did that work anyway? Yep. I will take it. We take those. Yeah, this is the game that has most reminded me of Kaizo that is not Kaizo in all time. I've been a victim of demonic possession and possibly my own experiments involving said possession. Ooh. Were you possessed by a bee demon for bee science? Because we have been engaging in a lot of bee science. Ah, it disappeared at the last second. Gah. Is that statement redundant? Does everything disappear at the last second because it is the last second? Isn't that by definition true? It's like saying, I found it in the last place I looked. Like that's how that works. That statement is dumb. You know what? I've decided we should be angry at English. I know this is not an original thought, but hear me out. ATM machine. We've all been angry about it before, but think about how you can be angry about it now. Ah, that was close. That was close. Okay. So the play is very much to quickly grab and brake at the start of every one of these ramps. So it's cut all your speed and then start going again. Angry English science. When you say it that way, it makes me think that we're talking about like British scientists. Like I'm hearing a chip chip cheerio in my head. Well, normally I can have like one of the many British accents on lock, but I don't have one right now. No, this is the problem with having like accent blindness. I'm thinking of all of the people I know from the UK, and I'm like, what do they sound like? And in my head, they just sound like people, and I don't know how to replicate their accents. No. I have the same thing with like Southeast Asian accents, because I know so many people from Southeast Asia that it all just sounds like English to me, and I forget like the mechanics of what they sound like. But yeah, if you don't, we need the angry science. That's true. Yeah, but if you like constantly work with people from an area of the world, oh boy. Beans. Beans, guys. Yeah, but if you constantly work with someone from an area of the world, I feel like you just sort of start filtering out whatever their specific accent is. But another interesting thing that happens is people who are online, you get this, to my ear it sounds American, but you get this more neutral accent when you speak English. I think Connor of this game and CDawg VA fame talks about this, how he's so chronically online and the community is so international, and like a lot of the audience is like, there's a sort of an America LA focus to the audience. As a result, his accent is very weak now. Oh boy. Beans. Progress, but beans. Yeah, so he gets called out by a lot of his family for not sounding like he's from Wales. And then it kind of comes back when he goes back home. And I find that I have a chameleon accent, and it changes based on who I'm hanging out with, because I have a lot of friends who are from Britain or went to international schools, like British international schools. I have a bad habit of like picking up a little bit of a English affectation when I talk to them a lot. I also have like some English nonsense in my vocabulary. Like I say bloody a lot. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's something about the way I speak that is a little weird for an American lexicon. I have been asked whether I'm from America before. Ah, damn it! That was so much better than our last one. Oh, wow, all right. I didn't think we were going to make that one. I thought because we hit the wall, we were... British the bees? Yes. Yes. May the bees have their tea. Soon they too will leave the European Union. And then they won't have the safety net of them to fall back on. Yep, that is our ultimate plan. We are going to kick bees out of the European Union for nefarious purposes. That is the official lore now. So, everybody who is here knows. Our purpose as a community is to kick bees out of the European Union, so that they have to fend for themselves and make poor economic deals. And then have a little bit of buyer's remorse. Oh, you know what? This is just reminded. Give the drunk bees tea and crumpets. I don't know if there's like a good equivalent. Like the closest thing to a crumpet we have in the US is Thomas's English muffins. It would be, I wish we had a good crumpet. I would like a solid crumpet. I don't like, I don't like Jammy Dodgers. What are the other cookies? The ones that are orange with chocolate? Like they're like a orange, like meringue, and they're covered in dark chocolate, and there's a like sweet cracker on the bottom. What are those called? I like those. That is a very good British cookie. English muffins are pretty good. Yeah. It's unfortunate that they're so bad out in the wild. Like, you have to make them at home. I feel like whenever you get a breakfast sandwich on an English muffin, it's not very good. Oh, that was almost the right idea. Dang it. We were almost smart. I also don't know why the marketing has to be so focused on nooks and crannies. It feels uncomfortable. I don't want you to talk about your nooks and crannies in front of me. I'm just trying to eat, man. Please stop, like, sensually describing the nooks and crannies of your baked good. All I want to do is have breakfast. This is not conducive to breakfast. Yeet. Oh, that was a bad yeet. Almost smart. Almost smart. Pseudo smart. Semi-sweet smart. Smart in the raw. And other kinds of sugar. We sure have discovered a lot of ways to sell sugar. We got our sugar in the raw. We've got brown sugar. We've got dark brown sugar. We got refined sugar. Confectioner's sugar. And confectioner's sugar is slightly different from powdered sugar, and I can't remember what the difference is. I think it's the size of the particles or something. Like, confectioner's sugar matters because the particle size is small enough for it to properly dissolve, and powdered sugar doesn't. It's only for topping or something. Why do we have to be so specific about our sugars, is my question. Nope. Nope. Nooks and or crannies. There's a... I saw an ad online for a like a contractor company called like a Cranny Services, and you know, like freaking lava rock, like that has nooks and crannies. Like a cheese grater. A cheese grater is like full of nooks and crannies. Or something with like a lot of hallways and dead ends, like a library. I struggle to figure out where the cranny of a bee is. I'm not sure what you're referring to. You're gonna have to illustrate it for me. Where is the bee cranny? Could you show me on the bee where the cranny is? I'm not doubting you. I assume it's possible. An English muffin? Is the bee carrying an English muffin? I mean, that makes sense. If the bees are merely like distributors of the English muffins, I could see that being the location of the nooks and or crannies. But I thought we were talking about bee crannies specifically. Maybe that's a poll I need to put in our Discord. Where is the bee cranny? And just have it be open answer. Question of the day. Where is a bee's cranny? Please draw a circle on this image. Okay. Silence. No! No! I went into focus mode and everything. You saw it. I was in focus mode. We were doing so good. All right. Fine. I guess it's progress. The bee hole. That just gives me more questions. Why does your bee have holes in it? My bee does not have holes in it. What did you do to your bee? Did you put your bee in an Iron Maiden? That would make a bee hole. I'm confused about the bee anatomy you're providing me. And like that, I feel like, I don't know if that explains the cranny. I feel like bee holes would explain the nook, but I'm still confused on the cranny portion of the equation. Like, where is it? Where is a bee cranny? Yeah. Okay. All right, we did it. Oh, Shazbots! We're calm. We're calm and collected. We're cool as a cummerbund. Torbeck's bee hole. Torbeck do have a beehole. If someone's gonna have a beehole, it is Torbeck. I guarantee it. I don't know if y'all have seen Torbeck, but that is the kind of guy who's got nooks and crannies on lock. You ask for an object. If Torbeck is the one who provides you that object has a cranny. Guaranteed. Torbeck is the cranny master. I can only aspire to be as full of crannies as Torbeck is. Yep. All right. 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 Oh shit. Which is kind of like all right. All right. We're definitely at the part where we kind of know how to do it. Now it's a game of execution. Which cranny will solve the problem first? Torbeck or the bees? Why not both? What even was that? See, this is where what I'm saying, like, I don't know if all of these are my fault. Some of those feel like that they're the game's fault. Trash game. Should have been Dark Souls. You can kind of think of this game as like a skater's roguelike, or, you know, it's got Souls-like components to it in that you collect voicemails. The game of coffee beehole into the gravity. I feel like we're firmly in free association land now, MJ. What do those words mean together? I think we might just be saying words now. What could those words possibly be trying to convey? I don't know if that's a complete thought. That's not necessarily a problem. I'm happy to have like Mad Lib thoughts. We'll work with you. The community will help formulate a full thought for you. But I do think that we're nearing the situation. Oh, that was so close. All right. Okay. All right. We saw the goal. But don't let... All right. That is not going to distract me from the fact that you just vomited a bunch of words into the chat, and I'm not sure what that means. Explain yourself. What do those words mean together? What is the game? Like, why is there coffee now? You still have not fully explained the concept of the beehole and whether it's the nook or the cranny. Like, I have tons of questions. If this were the end of season 1 of a sci-fi show, I would be angry. I would be like, where's the rest? You mean I don't have to work anymore? All right. How dare you distract me with Torbeck caps right when I'm interrogating you? This is an inquisition. Please explain. Yo, Shazbot. We done got wrecked yet again. Now we're gonna get back to work. Yeah, this is the official song of Back to Work. They will have to pay me royalties if they use that, though. That is absolutely copyrighted, and I will not be providing a convenient way for them to license it. No. Am I part of the problem that I was describing earlier? Yes. Yes, I am. But it benefits me now, so it's okay. As long as I'm the one who benefits, all evil is valid. That's all I'm saying. You. Yeah. You. Right. Ah. I feel like I'm just making a bunch of like Link effort noises now. Oh. Think I can voice Link? Do I have the skills? Yeah. I'd make a great Link. They should hire me. Get up there. Back to work. Get back to work, you skatey little bastard. Explain a job internet to evil the hole to find in a link show. What? Links hole. Link. All right. We're getting closer. Link has a hole. So that's true. That part makes sense. Explain a job internet. We're going to need some clarification on job internet. Evil as a verb. That's interesting. I think that's evil can be used as a verb. I don't know what it means here, but I get the idea. Like, it is possible to evil something. I'll buy into that. I'm sold on that concept. But I definitely need more. I'm not sure what you're explaining. I'm not yet sure how Link's hole is related. I don't know why we have to evil the hole. Like, which hole? Is it Link's hole? Because you already talk. It can't be Link's hole. You talk about Link's hole in a different part. So that cannot be what we're doing. If Link's hole is already being discussed, the assumption would be you don't need to reintroduce it. So what is it you introduced earlier? Which hole is that? Is it an evil hole? But you're eviling the hole. So the hole can't have previously been evil. It's a newly evil hole that is now evil because of us eviling it. And it has something to do with Link's hole. This is a lot of steps. I'm gonna need a diagram. Could you go ahead and give me a diagram for what we're doing here? Does line go up? Are we investing in whole stocks? Is that the new meme coin? Whole coin? Do I need to go all in on whole coin to be a tech billionaire now? I'd believe that. If someone were telling me that, like, all of the tech bros were investing in the whole coin now, I would believe you. That seems like a thing that would happen. God, that's... Wait, no! Come back! We were so close. Why must you torture me so? After all I've given you, after all of my efforts, my trials and tribulations, here we sit at the bottom of yet another hole. Ah, the hole, the nook of the soul. Why must you torture me so? Yeah. All right. We get another opportunity. One shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Okay. All right. We got that part working. Yeah! There we go. 41 minutes, man. That was a rough one. 80% progress. All right, I think that's 5-8. Do we have... Yes, we must have 2 more. All right, we'll take a look at whether or not... Stonks the tech in cloud vestments to Sega the Sonic, English Muffin, Honey Drunk blow into the light. That's a lot of steps. All right, we're going to take a look at this. Endless cash flow. But I think we're getting near the end of what we're going to do today. If we run into another 40-minute learn a single mechanic nightmare, we'll probably call it. But this actually looks like it's going to be okay. All right, except for that part. But I think this one's going to be fun. This looks like kind of a nice flowy section. These are the most fun parts. Like, this part kind of feels like Sonic the Hedgehog, you know? Like, it's flowy and there's not too much... there's not, like, there's no break in the momentum. You have to do a lot of hard reads. It's kind of like you're on a roller coaster ride. These sections are fun. Flow into the lights. Which light? I don't know which light we're talking about. Yeah, this feels like this level's going to be fun. Oh, there's that spiral. We can see the spiral from earlier. I admit it, the spiral was fun. I was not sold on the spiral when we first got there, but I've warmed up to the spiral. I'm good with it now. Oof. All right, that's a little rough. We got to land on that earlier. The Doinkler light. I didn't know Doinkler had a light. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, this is good. This is good. That is not good. We kind of did something. Yeah, this momentum is nice. I wonder if like the base game is going to be way easier after completing this. It has to be, right? Or is it so memory based that the fact that we beat the DLC doesn't really matter? You just have to memorize that specific set of sections. I don't know. I'm curious though. I would like to know. I would like to figure out what the deal is. All right. So we need to go a little harder left when we get to the loopy-loop section. Yeah, so once we're here, there's going to be a lot of hard lefts. So there's going to be a hard left there and a hard left here. And then we need to thread that needle a little bit better. Oh, stonks must go up. That's true. As we know, stonks always go up. They never go down. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. They are liars. That's just FUD. Yo, does anybody else watch CoffeeZilla? He mostly talks about tech bro scams and like crypto and stuff. But the piece of like the tech bro word that you will most hear as he goes over all these scams is the term FUD, which is a hand wavy term that they all use to get people to dismiss legitimate complaints about what they're doing. It stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They're like, oh yeah, well your problem is you're just spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But what they're not doing is attacking the argument for why there's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And so while that might be true, like, that's not a bad thing. If I'm spreading fear because there's a saw blade that is coming directly at your face, maybe spreading fear and uncertainty and doubt against the idea of plunging your face into the saw blade is a good thing. Maybe that's helping people. So maybe that's what you should be doing. Now, if the fear and uncertainty and doubt was saying something like you shouldn't drink water because water is poisonous, maybe that's a problem. But I don't think it's a problem to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt about scams. Indeed, that seems like a solution. Call me crazy. So, yeah, it's like a stupid term that the community has come up with to hand wave against everything. It's like, oh, you just don't understand. You don't understand how blockchain works. You don't understand how AI works, man. It works like it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same as if I made it myself. Mate, I make oh, that's the other word I use, mate. Mate, I make AI models. Trust me, it ain't the same. It is not the same. I know how they work. I have degrees. I have degrees that tell me I know how they work. Saw blades help people, though. I guess saw blades, you're not wrong. We wouldn't have saw blades if they didn't help people. What I'm saying is that context matters. Saw blade cut wood, that helped people. Saw blade cut face, sometime help people. Help people in the context of surgery. Right person, right saw blade, yes. Cut face. Most of the time, regular person, regular saw blade, no cut face. Welcome to thank you for attending my TED Talk on saw blades as applied to face. Okay, this is good. All right, then we got a. Oh boy, ugh. We're not hitting that right. Saw blades help people though. There needs to be some sort of situation, MJ, where like there's a conference or something, and you have a legitimate reason to say that. I want a contextually valid situation where you have to say saw blades help people though. Yeah, that was close. All right, we're getting there. We're almost through the Blue Doom. That's what I'm calling that section, the Blue Doom. Boy, I sure forget to go right there. Luckily for me. Ah, nope. We bonked too hard. Yeah. Good, good, good. I have to put up a bunch of VODs because I'm running out of space for all the VODs that I have in the backlog that have not been uploaded. I've been bad. I haven't been uploading VODs, everybody. I've just been so busy. I've got like, I haven't made any shorts or VODs in a while. I think that's kind of why, I think that's why the community hasn't been growing. We got work to do. Oh noes. The blue. That's true. I have it on my list to see if I can, I've got a couple of folks I want to reach out to about some editing so that I don't have to think about the VODs as much. That would be cool. That would be cool and such. Woo! Alright. Alrighty. That's good. You like this part? Cool. Alright. That's good. Okay. Oh, did we overcook it? I don't think we did. Oh, hard reads. Coming in with the hard reads. Did we make it? God, no! No, so close. Oh, we made so many hard reads. We're like completely blind. We nailed that last bit. Oh no, we were doing so good. Oh, I thought we were gonna nail it. Boo. It looked so cool, guys. Yeah. Okay. All right, this part's good. Okay. Oof. Oh no, we overcooked it. Gotta hit those ramp entrances way better. Okay, this is good. Nope, that was bad. We must construct... You must construct more pylons. I have not... Do they say that in StarCraft 2 or only in StarCraft 1? It's been a long time since I played StarCraft. I can't remember... I feel like I was always a Terran player. Like, I picked the most boring faction. Lots of people love Zerg. Protoss was less popular than you might have thought it would be. Okay. Oh no, we pulled back too much momentum. Okay. It was going good. Were you a Protoss player, MJ? Is that why you construct pylon? Is StarCraft still got a big esports presence? Because it did for a while, and then like Blizzard angered the StarCraft community, so I actually don't know what the current state of StarCraft esports is. I think it got messy. Is my memory of the situation. Okay, good. Hard reads. Oh, we did it again. Okay. So we need to go more right on that last ramp. You just know the memes? Ah. I remember liking StarCraft. StarCraft and Warcraft 2, I really liked the single player experience. There was a lot of lore. The game itself was fun. It was pretty engrossing. I like RTSs in general, but they're such a dead genre because everything needs to go to console now, and people just really hadn't figured out how to make an RTS work on console. The closest is Civilization. Civilization does show up on console, but it's not the same. Like, because it's turn-based, they can afford to make the interface kind of clunky. Not so in a real-time strategy. Though they tried for a while. There's a Sega Saturn port of Warcraft. And I played it. I don't remember it being very good. Yeah, Blizzard is not great anymore. Because of their behavior, I have not played Diablo 4, which is a bummer because I really like the Diablo series and it's supposed to be good, but I just refuse to participate with Activision Blizzard and their nonsense. Maybe one day. Maybe they'll stop at some point, but as of now, they have caused too many problems for me to want to deal with them anymore. Okay, so this is the one. Oh, Shazbot. All right, we lost momentum. Oh, yeah, no, it's... This is like... So, Stephanie Sterling, who is a, like, games critic from way back who I follow and like a lot, they have, like, sort of a meme statement that they do mean, which is investigate every company. Because, yes, the big ones are the ones that are getting caught and have the most visible toxic corporate structures. But the games industry is so young and male-dominated and full of, like, bad habits that any reasonably large corporation is almost certainly full of problems. So, like, there's almost no evidence to believe that any large game company has a respectful work culture. They all have problems. So, you know, more reason to support indie, right? Like, the teams are small enough that you can try and get to know them personally so that maybe there's a shot. Maybe there's a shot that they're good people. There's a chance. Play indie games. That's my thesis. Woo! All right. Good. Okay, this is good. Good. All right. Okay, gotta keep rolling. Okay, and we gotta stay right. I think we got it. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Very nice. Okay. There's one more level in this file. Ooh, and we get the last voicemail. Let's see whether or not this is a this time food or not. This looks kind of no breaks allowed. That sounds fun and flowy. See how that goes.
Bankman, Mr. Daryl Matthews Rothschild Mayhew III calling. I'm looking at the Doinkler portfolio and all I see is red. What are you doing? Now that Anne has gutted me like a pig in court, my financial future is riding on this portfolio. And the fact that you haven't made any trades in over a month is going to be the ruin of me.
Oh, no.
And I can hear it now. Oh, but Mr. Daryl Matthews Rothschild Mayhew III. The FBI and the SEC blocked my access to the portfolio, and that's stopping me from trading.
Yeah, that
Guess
did
what?
happen.
Did a measly divorce stop me from moving on with my life? Yes. But did a restraining order also stop me from showing up to Anne's place in the middle of the night? Also, yes. Before I even reached the front door, the police had me pinned down
the beginning
on the
again?
cold hard concrete while Anne's
Where
lawyer
am I?
repeatedly and mercilessly tased me. She had the voltage cranked so high, I lost feeling in my nipples for a month.
Bam.
Bagman, it shouldn't stop you.
Oh.
Fix this.
All right.
You're gonna be out of a job.
We secretly somehow got to the last section. Oh, okay. So we bonked and got to the last section, but we didn't have the momentum we need. Yeah. I now understand. All right. Well, it sounds like we're in trouble. Lassie, someone's in trouble. What? Timmy's in the well? Why is Timmy always in the well? Ow! Ow! That was not good. Why would you just shoot me in? Why would you do that? That was mean. That was bad. I feel like we're going to be wrangling the camera a little bit in this one. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Ow! All right. That's not nice. Why was it so easy the first time and now it's not? What happened? All right, there we go. Okay. Wall ride bad. We've learned that now. We're learning new things. Cool. I don't know if they're useful, but we are learning them. Okay, that's good. Where am I going? Where am I? Oh, I'm going over here. Ow! Ah, yes, head trauma, your favorite. We're back to fundamentals. Now we're back on brand with our traditional head trauma based content. Wah. Yeah. Then just fall off the edge like an idiot. There we go. Okay, that's good. Ooh, all right. It disappeared too fast. Okay. Getting pretty consistent at that part. That's fine. Did that work? Yes. Good. Okay, that worked. Whoa, okay then. No! All right. I didn't need to go that fast. I just got freaked out by the timer. Okay. No. I think we'll get this one. This feels like it's not that hard. It's just they're trying to make you freak out so that you don't hit all of the jumps. Like the problem isn't that it's hard. The problem is that they're trying to stress you out. And as long as you don't play into their hands, the world is your oyster. Or perhaps your crawfish if you don't like oysters. Maybe it's a lobster. It could be a scallop. It's some kind of seafood. A sea cucumber, maybe? That's what you need to know. You need to know what kind of seafood that the world is to you. Otherwise, how do you find yourself? Okay, good. Oof. All right. We cut our momentum too much. So no momentum cuts. Could be drunk honey vodka bees. Oh, there's like a honey vodka. No, I think it's honey and whiskey. There's a drink from the Prohibition era called the Bee's Knees. It has honey in it. Cassie found it for our wedding. Aw. It was pretty good. Do you like? Oh, that was bad. We got the wall ride. Not the plan. Boop. Boop. All right. More head trauma. Family favorite. Can I get there fast enough? No. Nope. Nope, nope. Bam. All right. Okay, that's a good shot. So the trick here is we cannot let go. If we let go, we do not have the speed we need to do this. Oh, come on. We already did that part. You can't make me mess up there. Once I've accomplished something once, you should let me accomplish it every time. It's not fair otherwise. Okay, that was bad. Errors were made. We've made some mistakes. But we will fix those mistakes and move forward. You are filled with determination, Toby Fox. MJ, have you played the Deltarune chapters 1 through 4 stuff? On the one hand, I want to play them. On the other hand, I feel like I still just want to wait until it's done. That's what I like. The critics are like, yeah, it's good, but it's not done. So you kind of, it's hard to leave satisfied. Okay, that works. And I want to leave satisfied. We were too far forward and did not build enough speed. Yeah, I also didn't realize that Toby Fox was so involved with Homestuck, actually. So, speaking of Homestuck, Megalovania was apparently originally a song for Homestuck, which I did not know. And it only blew up after Undertale. Crazy. Whoop! I learned so much. Learned so much. What? 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 Can't be doing that. Here I am, pouring out blood, sweat, tears, and a fine linen suit. And what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. You're only here to cause problems for me. Okay, that works. That works. And that works. And we even kind of got that. Ja! Right. All right, so we're supposed to, I think we are supposed to go here. But I don't know. I can't imagine we have the momentum we need for this, right? Yeah, no. Not at all. We needed that to be a more seamless experience by a lot. That's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it, Dio. Yo. Nope. Oh, that's some profanity. Look at all them punctuation marks waving in the wind. Ow. Ow. Big ow. All right. All right. Okay. We once again missed the ramp. Turns out you need that ramp. Ramp is ramp one that's also a term for scallion? What vegetable is ramp again? It's like a British culinary term for a vegetable. No, it's not. Is it a root? No, it's a leaf. It's some kind of leaf. What is ramp? Someone explain. Because I don't remember. All right, this is good. This looks good. That should do it. Okay. Nope. All right, that worked. Shazbot. All right, that was close. Much better than last time. We overcooked it. We overcooked it. Love the profane. I just, like, I imagine a bunch of, like, digital garbled nonsense when I see the profanity. Though I guess I should actually be hearing because that's what it is, right? It's like, what the are you in your kind of thing. I want to get a funnier bleep. I heard somebody's bleep the other day and it was very amusing. Like in Metalocalypse, the bleep is a guitar riff. It's like a big chuggy sounding guitar riff, and that's very funny. I want something like that. No! All right. Close. A little too slow. Ow! All right. We're gonna give this a couple more attempts, and then I may have to call it. Give it a couple more honest tries here. But alas, I have some things to do on the morrow. So the head trauma may have to wait. Even though I want to taste that sweet, sweet victory, sometimes we gotta know when to set boundaries. Will we set a boundary tonight? Not between our face and that green wall. That there's no boundary for. Head trauma is always acceptable. Continually on brand here. All right. We should be okay with this. Whoa, that was bad. I feel like I just wasn't paying attention enough. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of not paying attention, ramp is. Oh, hold on. Ramp is when you in the to make the now in your uncle on Tuesday. Oh, thanks. I didn't know that. The more you know. The more you know. Rah. Okay. 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 All right. No! That happened last time. You can't make me make the same mistake twice. That's illegal. All right. Arrowed. Good. Okay. This is looking good. Okay, that's a new mistake. Brand new mistake. New mistake just dropped, everybody. Check it out on Twitter. Though everyone's on Blue Sky now. Everyone I know is on Blue Sky anyway. Twitter seems dead. It had been slowly dying, but it just feels truly dead now. I don't know anyone on Twitter. I guess there's like a couple of, I feel like there's a couple of like minor news outlets that are still on Twitter because it still technically has a bigger reach than Blue Sky. Threads like tried to be a thing and then died almost instantly, so that sucked. But Blue Sky seems to be winning. I don't know what they're winning because it doesn't seem like anyone is ever going to be profitable in the short form messaging social media sphere again. Twitter did a good job of ruining that. Which is why they're trying to turn into an AI company. I'm sure that'll work. Yeah, new mistake. Yes. Yeah, Twitter is certain person has made some decisions that have made Twitter pretty garbage now and hostile to a lot of people who all moved away. Oh, I remember when I was looking up alternatives to Tumblr, Mastodon came up a lot, but my understanding is like Mastodon is just really hard to use. When Reddit was getting rid of third-party clients, I remember looking at Mastodon briefly and just being like, this is a pain. There's no good mobile app and I hate it. So that was my experience with Mastodon. Maybe it's good. I don't know. Wow, that didn't work at all. All right. Next time we get to the second red ramp, that will be our final attempt. So let's see if we can get there. All right. There's a good shot for this one. We have an opportunity. Okay. I think we'll get it. Ah, all right. All right. It was a good try. That's going to be our last one for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been all kinds of fun. I feel like this chat tonight has been all I had a stroke. Yes. Yes, it has. And that's the best part of our chat. All right, everyone, big tech upgrade is in progress. I am working on our audio, but I think it's going to be a fun time. If you have suggestions or thoughts or something that you want to see out of the stream in our tech upgrade or in general, go ahead and leave some notes in the Discord. I listen to the Discord. It's true. So let me know if there's something that you want to see. If there's a game you want to see or something, happy to get there. Otherwise, I am working on the background for our new exciting thing. And in terms of other types of stuff we'll be doing in the future, I do want to do the Resident Evil series. I've got a bunch of retro games, and then also I have looked into how difficult it is to do Skyrim modding, and I'm finding both that working in Skyrim modding and working in Unreal Engine might be something that could be fun to watch on stream. So we might try that. Let me know. Otherwise, have a great evening, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I hope I will see you next week. Bye, everyone. Bye.